Good morning, everybody. This is Lorraine.
And Jennifer.
And today we're going to talk about quality versus quantity.
Yes, there's a difference between those. Things are changing really fast.
Absolutely. And so, there's always been this argument, one great piece of content or lots of little pieces, and which is better. And I think sometimes it depends on what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to accomplish it. But what do you think, Jen?
I think this conversation we would have had maybe even last year, completely different conversation. I probably would have been more on the quality versus quantity. And I only say that because things are changing very quickly. And I think sometimes you've got to move quickly and kind of get some quantity out there and then decide, is that something you want to refine into a quality type process? That's kind of where I stand with it.
To some extent, the part I agree with is that a year ago I would have been like, oh, it's all about the quality. Don't worry about getting 100 posts out there. Get one good piece out there.
Yeah.
And I still think you need good quality stuff on your website. That when people come, you can't have the little stuff that's very superficial. But that deep quality, whether it's a 10-minute video, which isn't really even that long, but a 10-minute video or a 2,000 word article, which is great on your website, is useless in social media right now.
Correct. That I agree 100%. Like, the website's got to be very quality, but in social media, go like, try different stuff. Like, don't overthink it. Like, I'm definitely in that boat.
So where I think you said, get a lot of stuff out there and kind of see what works and then build on that. Because I tend to create long form content, I kind of do it in the opposite, where I start with one great piece of content and then start going, okay, how do I slice? How do I dice? How do I get 10 different things from this one piece of good content?
Yes, you and I are on the same page there. I'm the same way. I'm going to start off with like a longer form because I've already kind of decided that topic is a great topic to talk about, but how I break it down is going to be different. I think sometimes people maybe focus too much in on, I want to make this absolutely perfect. And then they get it out there and then they're completely disappointed. And it's like, okay, like, you spent too much time thinking about it before you actually got it out.
One of the things that I do, and this is very new for me, is when I record the podcast, I'm always recording it. And as the conversation is going or as I'm editing, I'm always looking at, okay, where's the 10-second soundbite? Where's the 30-second soundbite? Oh, that's going to be great as a standalone.
Yeah.
And the other thing, like with the course, I just launched a new class. And in that class, what I did is I had a framework. I knew everything I wanted to talk about. And so I would record one or two little videos. Well, the course isn't done, but you can start to see some of those videos out on YouTube or out on Facebook and get that little taste where I'm piquing people's curiosity.
Yeah, I mean, there's scenarios here. Recently, I started doing little short form videos on LinkedIn. How would I have known that would have worked just off the cuff? Here's something I can talk about in 60 seconds. And I started gaining traction there. How would I have known that a LinkedIn newsletter would have equated to over 10,000 subscribers? I wouldn't have if I would have overthought it and I would have not just gone in. Now we're refining it and trying to get better and better at it. but I wouldn't have known if I wouldn't have tried.
Absolutely. And I think the thing is, having an overall plan. And this, you see a lot of people that have random things on TikTok or random reels on YouTube, kind of, and more than just off the cuff. It's like, why are they talking about that? You have to have a general, these are the things I want to talk about.
Yes.
So that's your quality framework.
Correct.
Then you can start cherry picking and knocking out a bunch of little reels, little things very, very quickly.
Yeah.
So pull it together.
Yeah. So quality for me is I'm not talking about random topics. I am talking about marketing. And then more specifically, I'm usually talking about ads or SEO, something that we're very good at. And so that's my quality. Now I'm going to try different forms and quantity. I see that too. And I see people in their blogs, whatever, they're very random. Like, let's talk about a business topic today. Let's talk about the weather tomorrow. And I'm like, no.
Well, and that lack of focus, and we talked about this a few weeks ago, that lack of focus will actually hurt you on Google also, because then when Google comes to your website, they don't know what your website is about.
They have no idea. That builds on top of itself. Your credibility in the market builds on top of itself. I know when I first started, all I talked about was Google ads, and that's what I was known for. It's like, oh, but I do all these other types of ads too. And I had to like build that so that people knew that there was lots of different ads that we did.
Yes, you have to kind of, so I think you nailed it. The quality is the strategy, the overarching. I also think paying a little bit of attention to detail. No, you don't have to have 14 cameras and 3 microphones and professional lighting.
Yeah.
If you're shooting disposable video, you can get away with a lot less, but your sound still needs to be good.
Yes.
You still need to have a little bit of lighting so your face is not sort of half in the dark.
Yes. A little bit of branding is going to go a long way. Short form video, you don't want to be, in my opinion, too overly branded. That's where you could focus too much on quality and it won't work in that space.
That was a really hard lesson for me to learn, was
me too.
that the videos where I was putting these really nice frames around and a lot of detail and really paying attention to that, what people really wanted was the message.
Authentic.
The authentic. And so when I kind of backed up, and the video now has really just a little bit of branding at the top, and there's room at the bottom where I put the captions, because I don't want the captions running across my face.
Yeah. There's just with the short form video. I mean, it definitely authentic. It's like the last frontier of authentic for me. I really do, because I can get in front of a camera and you know exactly who I am because I am talking authentically, and nothing is pre-scripted here. You get in AI and all that stuff is going to start getting less and less authentic for people that are using those type of forms. That's where the quantity might increase, but quality is going to be better if you actually take the time to write from your own voice and from your own experiences.
So, and I know we could do a longer conversation on this, but one of the applications of artificial intelligence that I am intrigued with is the ability to take that one great piece of content that you have created, that long blog post, that long form video, and turn it over to an AI engine to divide into smaller pieces and let the engine slice and dice and create the multiple pieces of smaller content. I think there's going to be some interesting application there, because the core content will feel like you.
Yes. That repurpose.io that I was telling you about right before, it actually does that. It chops it up.
So that's a great tool, and we should probably put a link to that in the show notes, because I think if you're struggling with this, if you're trying to find out how to be authentic, how to have good quality content and still get it to a lot of different places, if you don't have the time to slice and dice, that kind of tool is a really good way to approach this.
Yep, that's where that's going to help you get that quantity even faster, but the quality will still exist because it is you and it is authentic. So, yeah, I will put that tool in there for people. Thank you to Matt Crowder for pointing it out to me. I'm not against AI. I'm just the quality is going to have to be there as well.
So you got to start with the quality and then create the quantity.
There you go. I think that's it.
Awesome. Well, I think that's where we're going to end for this week. Guys, be sure to come back. We've got some great topics every Friday. And you can also look on YouTube for some of our earlier conversations if you liked this one.
Tons of them. All right. Bye.
Bye.